Her passion and loyalty as queen never faltered, even when things changed or got better, or when there was pleasure and celebration. There is a lot of stress at Buckingham Palace, since people are still worried about King Charles's health. But now, a new claim has started, what might be the most shocking royal rumor ever. William the Prince will be king. Many people thought for a long that King Charles might want to stand down. But what makes this even more alarming is that Princess Anne has said that the king had a last request that might change the future of the royal family and the whole UK. But what did Princess Anne really say? And what does the monarchy really mean? Come with us as we find out how Prince William becomes king. King Charles's last wish. Prince William has begun to take on additional royal tasks while King Charles gets treatment for cancer. William has recently led the family at significant events, hosted ceremonial ceremonies, and even stood in for the king at meetings. He isn't the king yet, but more people are noting how he's taking on the role of the royal family's major figure during this time of uncertainty. Princess Anne's interview made things further apparent. Princess Anne says that King Charles's biggest worry isn't himself, it's the future of the monarchy. She added that his last wish was for everything to stay the same. King Charles has told the royal family to help William move on. A lot of people think this request was made just to Princess Anne because she has always supported the king in the past. What does this signify for Prince William and how has she done it? Let's see. For more than 50 years, Princess Anne kept up a pace that few other royals could equal. She has been one of the busiest royals since the early 1970s, going to more than 500 public engagements each year. Anne stood out in a family that was regularly criticized for its privileges because she worked so hard. She was a big aide to Queen Elizabeth II and helped the Queen stay in touch with people in the UK and the Commonwealth. This work ethic began when they were little. Anne went on a long trip to Australia and New Zealand with the Queen and Prince Philip in 1970, when she was only 19. It was her official start in royal duties. On that journey, she was more than just their daughter. She acted like a working royal. The exposure helped her figure out what she would do in the future. She started working with Save the Children UK that same year. In 1970, she was named president and held that position until 2017. She helped oversee humanitarian programs for almost 50 years, which gave the monarchy a bigger role in the philanthropic sector. Queen Elizabeth thought this work was more than just being nice. It was also a matter of diplomacy. Doing charity work made the crown look nicer. Anne's constant involvement helped the royal family gain respect in other countries. Anne stayed focused on her job while her brothers made news for different reasons. For decades, this pattern stayed the same. She went when she was required, represented the Queen without making a fuss, and stayed out of issues that affected the reputations of other royals. And when the Queen died in September 2022, she gave King Charles III the same loyalty right away. Anne took on additional tasks after the Queen died that showed how important she still was. She was gold stick in waiting during King Charles's coronation of May 6, 2023. The job, which has been around since the 1400s, made her one of the king's personal guards for important ceremonies. Her presence on horseback in front of 6,000 armed personnel proved that she was solidly in line with the new reign and remained very much a part of royal tradition. That was just the start, though. What came next demonstrated what her real role was in the new regime. This trust became official the year before. Parliament modified the laws in November 2022 so that Anne might be called a Counselor of State. Usually this job went to the spouse of the king and the next 4 adult heirs, but she got it because she had worked there for so long. She can sign papers and go to meetings when the king is not there because she is a Counselor of State. Some royals had to step back or deal with health problems. Thus, Anne's job helped keep things going smoothly. By the beginning of 2024, she was the most engaged member of the family again because of how much work she had to do. She did 172 public tasks between January and April, which was more than 31% of what the whole royal family did during that time. King Charles cut back on his public appearances to get treatment for cancer, and Princess Catherine stepped back. Anne, on the other hand, worked harder. She filled in for events and trips, especially in places that hadn't seen royals in a long time. Her job didn't just take place in the UK. She went to Sri Lanka for 3 days in February 2024 to celebrate the country's 75th anniversary of independence. Actually, the fertilizing, too. Thanks, sweetheart. The tour indicated that Britain still cared about its old colonies and wished to stay close to them. Anne spoke with politicians and went to national events while the king was in the UK. Her being there was just a sign that the UK still respected its place in the Commonwealth. She also kept her concentration on remembering strong. She went to Guernsey and Sark in May 2024 to celebrate the 80th anniversary of their freedom from German rule during World War II. Her appearance proved that the monarch still honored the past. She also kept her support for the military strong. She is an honorary colonel of the Blues and Royals and colonel-in-chief of many Commonwealth regiments, among other things. These aren't simply names. She goes to military bases often, takes part in regimental events, and talks to soldiers and veterans. Her work improves the royal connection with the military and sustains their faith in the monarchy. Anne also paid attention to persons who are typically left out. She created the Princess Royal Trust for Carers in 1991 to help unpaid caregivers in the UK. The group helped people in real ways, got people to support them, and spread the word. Anne's work made a difference at a time when caregivers didn't get much recognition. She continued involved and kept the topic in the news even after the group changed its name to Carers Trust in 2012. Her association to the Olympics gave her image a new side. She was the first British royal to compete in the Olympics in 1976. She rode in the equestrian event in Montreal. Her job wasn't only a symbol, it was hard work. Later, her daughter Zara followed in her footsteps, keeping the family involved in Olympic sports. Anne has also said that she supports a smaller royal family. She said it was a bad idea to cut too many working royals because there is still a lot of public work to be done. She agreed with King Charles that the monarchy should be simpler, but she argued there need to be enough people to do all the work across the land. Being there is just as important as saving money. When other royals stood back, this problem got worse. Anne took over, notably when Prince Harry and Meghan Markle left in 2020, and during the last years of the Queen's life. She also had an effect on younger royals. Anne is seen as a mentor in the family, especially by Prince William. She has taught them how to live like a princess and how to gain the trust of the public. Anne was always at the top of the list of trustworthy royals in polls in 2023 and 2024. People liked her sober, private, and hard-working image because they were tired of royal turmoil and media spectacle. Anne stayed focused on her work, while others made headlines for personal reasons, and that made people respect her for a long time. The monarchy is changing as King Charles continues to rule, but Anne has always been the same. She used to stand by her mother, but now she stands by her brother. But even with her help, a lot of people are still wondering if Prince William is really ready to be king, even though there are indicators that he is. Stay tuned, because what we're going to say might surprise you. Prince William's path to becoming king started the day he was born on June 21, 1982, at St. Mary's Hospital in London. He was second in line to the British throne as soon as he was born to Prince Charles and Princess Diana. William was in the public glare from a young age. He was in official photographs and went to state events with his parents. Princess Diana wanted to raise her son in a more down-to-earth way than other royals had done, so she regularly took him on public trips and to shelters to show him life outside the palace walls. In 1997, a vehicle accident in Paris killed Princess Diana. William was only 15 years old when he walked behind his mother's coffin at her funeral on September 6. Prince Harry, Prince Charles, and Prince Philip were with him. People all over the world were moved by the image of the two little boys, who were visibly heartbroken yet nonetheless resilient. This moment showed how deep William's feelings were. After that, William went to Eton College for more school. This was against royal custom because his father and grandfather both went to Gordonstown. He studied geography, biology, and art history at Eton, and he also played sports like rowing and water polo to keep his grades up. He went to the University of St. Andrews in Scotland in 2001, after taking a year off to do military training in Belize and humanitarian work in Chile. He resided in a shared student flat, studied geography, and had a very average college life there. William joined the military after college and went to the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst in January 2006. He was made a second lieutenant in the Blues and Royals and trained to be a helicopter pilot in the Royal Air Force's Search and Rescue Force. He got his wings in 2008 and was stationed at RAF Valley in Anglesey, Wales. From 2009 to 2013, he co-piloted Sea King helicopters on more than 150 rescue missions. William stayed devoted to his role in the monarchy, unlike his brother Prince Harry, who stepped up from royal duties in 2020. His wedding to Catherine Middleton at Westminster Abbey on April 29, 2011, was the beginning of a new chapter in his life. Harry wanted to be free, but William took on greater duties in the royal family. He became a stabilizing force that needed consistency more than charm. William and Kate seemed like a regular, calm family. They carefully and prepared how to tell the world about Prince George's birth in 2013, Princess Charlotte's birth in 2015, and Prince Louis's birth in 2018. They kept the press out of their family life on purpose, but shared only in a way that kept the audience interested. They lived first in Anglesey and then in Norfolk, where they let their kids grow up away from the spotlight of London. They created an image of modern royalty that was both traditional and relatable. But that's not all there is.
People's opinions of the royal family have changed a lot since Kate has been in the public eye. Many people can relate to her better because she wasn't born into royalty. Kate became the Princess of Wales after Queen Elizabeth died in 2022. Many people applauded her for how she handled the situation. She goes on excursions with Prince William a lot, goes to events, and supports issues including mental health and early childhood development. William looks more reliable because she has always been there for him, and together they look like a powerful and cohesive team. William, Harry, and Kate started Heads together in 2016 to do rid of the stigma around mental illness and have people talking about it. William was honest about his own emotional problems, especially when his mother died and when he was a pilot. These admissions were surprising because the royal family has always been against showing weakness in public, and they interacted with people of all ages and classes. The Earthshot Prize, which started in 2020, made it easier to see William's dedication to bigger, longer-term problems. The Earthshot Prize was made to get people to come up with innovative ideas that are good for the environment. It awards 5 prizes of £1 million each year to people or groups who have real ideas for how to tackle climate change. Experts from all over the world back it, and it is set up like the Nobel Prize.
This effort proved that Prince William wants to do more than just be king one day. He also aspires to be a world leader in making the world a better place and conserving the earth. People liked Prince William more because he was a quiet leader. A YouGov poll from March 2023 found that 74% of people thought he was a decent person. That made him more popular than King Charles, who was also a royal. People said they liked William because he was humble, worked hard, and acted nicely in public. He gained their trust over time by being calm and attentive. He also acted like an adult when things became tough. William didn't say anything in public when Prince Harry and Meghan Markle talked about racism and friction in the royal family in their 2021 interview with Oprah. He just told a reporter that they are not a racist family and didn't say anything else. A lot of people thought this was a smart, calm approach to react. Prince William's role started to rise in early 2023 when King Charles's health became a worry. He went to more official occasions where he gave out awards and represented the royal family at gatherings in other countries. When King Charles had to go to the hospital for a minor illness in February 2023, William promptly took over. He went to major meetings and charity events, which showed that he could handle more work without any problems. All of this makes it evident that William is still connected to Princess Diana. A lot of people think about his mother when he visits sick kids in the hospital or helps homeless people. He became a supporter of Centerpoint, a nonprofit that Diana sponsored in 2005. He even spent a night on the streets of London in 2009 to learn more about what homeless people go through. William knows how to use social media, which demonstrates that he knows how the world works now. On Instagram, he and Kate post short movies, family photos, and highlights of their efforts for charity. The posts are friendly but still polite, and they let people see into their life without losing the royal image. William's actions have helped create a new type of royal character throughout time. He hasn't tried to overhaul the monarchy all at once like other heirs have. Instead, he has quietly proved that he is a solid and modern leader. Simon Jenkins and historian Robert Lacey are two writers that think William could be the appropriate person to assist the monarchy go forward while still retaining its traditions. But now that King Charles' health is in the news, some people are starting to wonder if he can still do all of his royal obligations. Or maybe it's time to give the job to Prince William. Is it possible for a transition to happen while the monarch is still alive? It's a conversation that's getting bigger and bigger and making people all throughout the country raise their eyebrows. Let's take a deeper look at whether Prince William may really become king while his father is still alive. Keep watching. When will Prince William take over? King Charles went to London Hospital in January 2024 to have his enlarged prostate treated. Doctors indicated that the operation was routine for guys his age and that he would fully recover. But while they were treating him, they uncovered something else that worried them. Doctors did more tests and soon after told him he had cancer. The announcement was made public by Buckingham Palace on February 5, 2024. They didn't say what kind of cancer it was, only that it wasn't prostate cancer. The palace quickly announced that King Charles had already begun weekly treatment after the announcement. These therapies started in early 2024 and have been going on since then. The king kept doing his regal duties even after he was diagnosed. He went to Canada on a short trip in May 2025. He only stayed for 20 hours, but during that time he spoke to Canada's parliament and visited with leaders. People wondered about his health after the short visit, which proved that he was still working. Many people remembered the short time he spent in Canada. A monarch's state visit usually lasts for many days and includes a lot of events and meetings. But this one was short and quick. People thought that the vacation was cut short because the monarch wasn't feeling well. Officials at the palace said the monarch was still in high spirits, but the carefully planned itinerary made them question if he was becoming worse. There were also more and more worries about Queen Camilla's health at the same time. She was diagnosed with pneumonia in November 2024. She had to do less royal labor because of this. Even though she got better from the virus, she was quite weary for months afterward. She couldn't go to official activities because of the exhaustion that came after the virus. Because she was sick, she missed important events. During the December 2024 state visit from the Emir of Qatar, she had intended to attend many meetings and banquets, but physicians ordered her to rest and she had to cancel. The king and queen's diminished public duties sparked alarm and made people ponder how long they could continue doing their jobs. As these health problems became obvious, people began to worry what would happen to the monarchy in the future. There was no official sign that King Charles wanted to step down, but people still speculated. Some historians and newspapers started talking about probable alterations in the royal line. The notion of both the king and queen experiencing health issues made this more serious. During this period, Prince William began conducting more royal work. In both 2024 and 2025, he showed up at more public events, met with foreign leaders, and supported his father at key periods. For many, this looked like preparation for what might come next. But will King Charles actually step down? Keep watching to see how plausible that is. Well, this modest transition reminded people of the one significant abdication in British history. In 1936, King Edward VIII stepped down so he could marry Wallis Simpson, an American woman who had been divorced. That decision produced a crisis in the country. Even if King Charles's circumstances was different, the concept of a monarch stepping down nonetheless stirred up old memories. In other countries, abdication has happened for health reasons. For example, John II Casimir Vasa of Poland gave up the crown in 1668 following years of physical problems and political trouble. In more recent times, King Juan Carlos of Spain vacated the throne in 2014, claiming it was time for the next generation to reign. These stories have been referenced often as people question if something similar might happen in the United Kingdom. However, Buckingham Palace has not said anything to suggest that King Charles is thinking about stepping down. Officials say he is still devoted to his role. Even with cancer treatment, he is staying involved in daily chores, like reading government files and holding private meetings. Experts claim the king feels it is his obligation to serve for life, and that giving up the post would only happen if things were significantly worse. Most individuals in the UK have showed support for King Charles. They admire that he is still doing his job while being treated for cancer. His travel to Canada, even though it was short, was considered as confirmation that he intends to keep working. Still, people recognize that facing cancer at his age is dangerous, and the future is unpredictable. If King Charles ever could not do his duty, Prince William would take his place. Many feel he is already preparing for that day. His calm approach and distinct presence at huge occasions have made people think he is ready. There is no known plan or timeframe for a transfer, although the line of succession is already determined by law. If the monarch ever wanted to stand down, the process would not be simple. It would require new laws and consent from Parliament. The same would be needed in other countries where the king is still head of state. The previous time this happened, in 1936, it necessitated swift law reforms and meticulous planning. A similar move now would need the same kind of coordination. Because of all this, the royal family seems to be getting ready for anything. Prince William and Princess Kate have started performing more public activity. They have met with more leaders and taken on positions that prepare them for the future. It looks like the royal family has a plan to keep things stable even if changes come. The media has watched the king's situation intently. Many rumors have claimed he would step down soon, although the palace continues to reject this. They say he is focused on his duty and not making arrangements to depart the throne. The government has asked the people and the media not to make too many guesses regarding the king's health. The royal family is still functioning, even with all these rumors. Important things are still happening, including the opening of Parliament. Even though things have slowed down, the king's team is making sure that everything goes as planned. The royal family has always tried to stay strong through it all. The king and queen are doing their best to stay well, and Prince William is helping out when he can. The monarchy is still working and nothing has changed. There is no hint yet that the monarch will step down, but those who are closest to him are preparing ready just in case. A lot of people have wondered if he would make a good king. What do you think? Please leave a remark with your thoughts. If you like the video, please like it, share it, and subscribe to our channel. Also, click the following video on your screen and you will appreciate it.